Hi Techie guys, I'm Nand Kishore Swami, and in this tutorial we would be learning about using a third-party DLL without registering on a client machine. But on the development machine we have to register the third-party DLL, just only on the dev machine, not on the client machines where we run our end solution. So let's get started. And as a part of this RPA with .NET series, we would be using the same DLL to automate our Windows applications. So basically, the DLL that we're going to use is AutoIT, and the AutoIT could be downloaded from the download link that I'm going to share, or you can just certainly Google it, and it's a free DLL. It's an open source. So it's AutoIT x3.dll that we're going to use for our tutorial. So let's go ahead and open up your Visual Studio and click on the new project. So basically the technology we're going to use is VB.NET. So just select Visual Basic, then Windows, and then Console application. You can choose Windows Form application too, or any other application. It will work in the same way. So let's give a meaningful name. So AutoIT project, click on OK. So to use this third-party DLL we need to add the references. So to add reference, certainly you can right click and go to the add references, or add an reference, or you can also double click on the my project, or you can right click and go to the properties. So I'm gonna just go to the my project, and in the my project go to references. So right now we have this DLL, it's not even registered on the my machine or on the development machine. So just try to add the reference, click on add, click on browse, and select your DLL, click on OK. So once you hit OK button, it will prompt you an error message saying that a reference to the DLL could not be added. Please make sure that the file is accessible and that it is a visible assembly or COM component. So that's the error message we are getting just because this DLL is third-party DLL and it's not even registered on our development machine. So let's click on OK and click on cancel. So first we need to register it. So go to the start, type cmd, and open up your cmd or command prompt window with the administrator right. Run as administrator. And to register a DLL, the command that we're going to use is redserve32 and the DLL path. And that's here, the first line. The first line is to register a DLL and the second line is to unregister a DLL. And to copy and paste, right click on the top, go to edit and paste it. So here is the command redserve32 and just the DLL path, and hit enter. Once you hit the enter, it will prompt you the registered message that DLL register server in the path succeeded. Say OK and just minimize your command prompt, we will need it again. Now try to add the reference. Again hit browse, choose your DLL, say OK, and it seemed to be working this time, and the reference is added successfully. So let's write a piece of code by using this DLL, and the same code we can write with any of the other technologies like C#. So first thing, we need to import the DLL, and the DLL name is AutoIT. and just create an instance. So dim my AutoIT as AutoIT equals to new AutoIT. Oh, sorry, it should be the AutoIT x3, not the new. So by using this DLL, what we're gonna do is to open up a program or run a program and then make some changes on that program. Let's just run the program, and the program that we're going to run is CRM window, and to run it we need a path. So let's go to the task manager and get the path of this CRM window. So that's here. Go to open file and just copy the path, and we're going to use my AutoIT run command. And to run, first thing we need run path, application path, which is crm.exe, and then we need string direct, which we can keep it as a blank. It's not required in parameter, so it's an optional only. And the next one is show flag, and to make the application visible we need to have the flag as in 10. So 10 indicates to have the application visible state and in the maximize window. So let's save our code or our project. Just close the open span, just close it, and then run it. So I'm gonna hit F11 to run the program. There we go. So I'm gonna hit F11, so it has created a new instance, and then F11. There we go. So it's open up the open span window. So now let's run it from the debug folder and let's see how it works. So right click on your project, open the folder, go to AutoIT, go to bin, and then debug. From the debug you can see your project file here on the top, and just double click it. It should work as normal. So there we go, it opens up the open span window. So now let's do one thing. Let's unregister DLL and then run and then see how it works. So let's go ahead and open up your command prompt, then run your unregistered command. So let's assume that we are running our debug folder from a client machine, and at the time when DLL is registered, our debug application works perfectly fine because the third-party DLL is registered on this machine. So now let's unregister the DLL from the client machine, hit enter, and to unregister we need to use the command let's have 32 and /u and the path. So the DLL is unregistered now, so it's unregistered server and succeeded. Say OK. Now go back to your debug folder and hit double click now. So it throws an error. So this is the error, and it gives an runtime unregister error, so we need to close it. And similarly, if you go back to your Visual Studio and try to run it from the Visual Studio, let's see whether it's creating the instance or not. So it gives an error message again. So now we'll make some changes in our reference or my project or the property window, that will ensure that it can at least run the as a normal application from the debug folder, even though you won't be able to um, continue with your development on the dev machine. For that you have to definitely register the DLL, but for using on the client machine you really don't need to register the DLL. So since right now we are just running DLL from running the application from the debug folder, and it throws an error. So let's see it again. Yep, there's an error and it didn't work. So we'll make some changes and it will work from the debug folder. So let's go to the my project and just select your DLL with a third-party DLL, which is AutoIT here. Go to the property window. Just make sure you go to the property window. If the property window is not visible, then just press F4, and or you can go to the view and have it visible from property window, views, and then property window. Make sure isolated to true and embedded interrupt types, make it false, and then make copy local to true. So let's see the settings again. Isolated to true, embedded interrupt types false, copy local to true, and just save it. And you need to register DLL again, since right now we are using in the development system or development mode on the Visual Studio. So just register the DLL, hit enter. There we go, it's registered. Now go back to your Visual Studio and see whether it works or not. Yep, so it seems to be working fine. Now rebuild the application. So stop your Visual Studio, rebuild. It succeeded. Now open the folder, debug folder, run it from here. So it's working perfectly fine. Since the DLL is registered again, so let's unregister the DLL again. So there we go with the unregister command, and it has succeeded. Let's run it from the debug folder first to check whether it's running or not. So let's double click. It's still working. See, we have already unregistered the DLL. See, it's unregistered command the last we ran, and even the DLL is unregistered, our program is perfectly working. See, there we go. So our program is still working even we unregister. So the setting that we made is in the my doc, in the my project, select your DLL, and under the property just make sure these are the settings that you need to do for any third-party DLL which you want to use on the client machine without registering. So since in the debug folder it's working perfectly fine, so you can have that installed version or the portable version of your application on the you can use on the client machine. It will work perfectly fine. For the development machine you cannot use. So let's try to run the same code in Visual Studio. Since the DLL is already unregistered, it should throw an error. See, you cannot do the development, but you can use or you can continue using on the client machine your application even your third-party DLL is not registered. So that's it in this tutorial. Thank you for watching.